miles from the country's coastline. This was due to the persistent monitoring efforts of the BRP Teresa Magbanwa to prevent the ship from coming closer. According to an expert, the PCG's efforts are appropriate and lawful despite limited assets and resources.
The more we show alarm, the more we show primarily fear, then their gray zone operation is being effective. So the best thing to do is, of course, to challenge them. Limited capabilities, we would stand on our ground.
It's an open book that we have a very limited number of assets. That can also be a possibility. On the part of the Philippine Coast Guard, we are strategically managing our limited resources. As far as the Coast Guard is concerned, we are adhering to the guidance of President Bongbong Marcos. Ilang beses niya na itong sinabi, we should not be the reason to escalate the tension. We are not instigators of war when we are a peace-loving nation.
Meanwhile, following the arrest of Chinese nationals allegedly for spying on naval docks and Coast Guard stations, the PCG assured that systems are in place to prevent leaks in their operations.
As far as the personnel on board, the Coast Guard personnel are concerned, they are properly vetted, and they are also reminded every once in a while yung secrecy and confidentiality ng ating deployment ng Coast Guard asset. We also have different ways to do background check to our personnel na siguraduhin na they will not be the source of leak ng ating movement.
From the People's Television Network, Patrick De Jesus, Balitang Pambansa.
The poll body is playing catch-up on its work to print out a sufficient number of ballots for all registered voters for the May 12 midterm polls. After delays in Supreme Court orders to reinstate nuisance candidates, the poll body disqualified previously, ballot printing has finally resumed as our Luis Erispe gets us up to speed on a 13% completion mark by the COMELEC in this report.
With just 2 weeks since the Commission on Elections started printing ballots for the 2025 midterm polls, COMELEC Chief Attorney George Erwin Garcia said the National Printing Office has succeeded in printing 9 million ballots. This means they have completed 13.12% of the target 72 million ballots to be printed, with only 62 million remaining. But the COMELEC clarified their target date to finish is still on April 14 because even though the printing process may have been expedited, the manual verification will be thorough. This will ensure all the ballots will be ready for the elections on May 12. Aside from the printing of ballots, the COMELEC eyes to release policies on prohibiting distributions of sample ballots on polling precincts on the day of the polls as part of the preparations.
Sample ballots kasi is campaigning. Hindi po ba bawal na mga kampanya isang araw bago mag-eleksyon? Ito pagka namimigay ka pa ng mga sample ballots, campaigning po yun.
They also advise voters to bring their own companies of sample ballots as this will allow faster pacing while voting. Meanwhile, the COMELEC also looks into the possibility of using malls and gymnasiums as polling precincts.
Sabi ko nga maghanap kami ng ibang venue na rin, maliban sa eskwelahan na pwedeng malipat yung mga, kasi yung classroom ang liliit kasi. 10 at any given time, 10 lang ang pwedeng makaboto.
COMELEC said this will still be discussed with the Department of Education. From People's Television Network, Luisa Erispe for Balitang Pambansa.
Upland Tokhang of the Duterte Bato de la Rosa all-out war versus illegal drugs left the reputation and image of the Philippine National Police in tatters. Understandably so, the PNP Upland Katok resurrects bad memories of police abuse and impunity even through the police firearm renewal program is well within the bounds of the law and nowhere near the conduct of operations of Tokhang. Our Ryan Sigues lets us in the revitalized Upland Katok scheme.
Hindi rin naman natin na tatapakan yung mga kakapatan po ng ating mga mamamayan, lalong-lalo na po yung mga medyo may pangamba nagagamitin po ang PNP sa pamumulitika at pangahakas ay wala pong ganun ang intensyon po ng PNP.
Legal and effective campaign against loose firearms. The revitalized Oplan Katok. This was emphasized by the Philippine National Police despite continuing opposition and the Commission on Elections call to halt it. According to PNP Chief Police General Romel Francisco Marbil, there is no intimidation involved in their campaign, as police personnel simply personally remind identified firearm owners of their obligations. This includes the renewal of their licenses to own and possess firearms, or encouraging gun owners to surrender their firearms to the PNP for safekeeping if their licenses still need to be renewed. The PNP chief stressed that Oplan Katok is a regularly conducted program based on Republic Act 10591 or the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act.
We are hopeful, and sinabi na rin naman po natin the PNP is willing to sit down and discuss this issue with the COMELEC. At isa lang naman yung common denominator ng PNP at ng COMELEC is to come up with a guidelines na ma-achieve din po ng PNP yung objective niya to make sure na ma-account po natin lahat ng loose firearms.
The PNP also emphasized their priority is public safety and with no political entity favored or preferred. Marbil also described concerns that Oplan Katok may be used for malicious purposes during the election period as speculative. Meanwhile, Metro Manila's crime rate continues to decline. According to PNP data, index crimes, which include crimes against person and property, dropped by 19.61% in January. A total of 451 crime incidents was recorded in the first month of 2025, significantly lower than the 561 incidents in the same period in 2024. Crimes such as rape, physical injuries, homicide, murder, and theft also saw a notable decline. The NCRPO asserted this decline reflects the PNP's relentless efforts to ensure public safety.
From PTV Manila, Ryan Lisiges, Balitang Pambansa.
Filipinos can expect a more comfortable and faster travel experience from Metro Manila to Laguna, Batangas, and other parts of the country by 2027. This after the groundbreaking ceremony of the Taguig City Integrated Terminal Exchange, or TCITX, led by Transportation Secretary Jamie Bautista, Ayala Corporation Chairman Jaime Augusto Zubelde Ayala, and Taguig City Mayor Lani Cayetano, was held earlier today. TCITX is a new multimodal hub designed to ease traffic congestion in southern Metro Manila and is expected to serve over 160,000 motorists daily. The terminal will also feature a centralized ticketing area, a passenger concourse, and a pedestrian walkway connected to the FTI station of the North-South Commuter Railway and the Metro Manila subway system.
This Taguig Integrated Terminal Exchange, or TCITX, to rise from this site, will redefine how commuters navigate our transport network. This project, led by ARCA South Integrated Terminals Inc. of Ayala Land, will be instrumental in decongesting major thoroughfares and offering a smoother journey for the riding public.
Just a few months before the 2025 midterm elections, House Senior Deputy Majority Leader Sandro Marcos stressed the importance of the roles of public officials in the country. At the House of Representatives flag ceremony, Congressman Marcos highlighted that public service is not just a job but a lifelong commitment. He further said that the future of the country depends on the public officials, therefore they should do their duties in the best way they can. Moreover, he assured that their proposed projects and laws were grounded in the right principles.
The privilege of serving the public comes with a profound responsibility to listen, to understand, and to act. Our role is not merely to speak, but to ensure that the voices of the unheard are amplified and addressed. Every bill we propose, every law we pass, every reform we champion must be grounded in the principle that governance exists not to rule, but to uplift.
The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, said it would take at least a month to to determine the cause of the crash of helicopter RPC-3424 in Guimba, Nueva Ecija, which claimed the life of its pilot. According to CAV spokesperson Eric Apolonio, the agency is currently investigating the records of both the aircraft and the pilot. Reports indicate that the helicopter departed from Manila on February 1, 2025 at 10:22 a.m. for Baguio, where the passenger disembarked. From Baguio, it flew and landed in Balanonan, Pangasinan at 12:05 p.m. for refueling.
Kailangan malaman natin yung mga factors like yung record ng mga aircraft, yung piloto, yung service record ng piloto, the weather during the time ng crash, tapos yung communication po, i-retrieve po yan. At ang pang-lima po, aalisin ho yung helicopter na yan, ilalagay sa isang lugar para ma-reconstruct nang malaman kung ano talaga yung naging kaso ng pagbagsak.
Ano ba ito? Private sector ba ito? Government po itong chopper na ito?
Private ho ito, pinaupahan ho ito.
Pinaupahan? Kanino po ito kung pwedeng malaman? Sino po may-ari ng chopper?
Yung pong yung Lion Air Incorporated po. Well, kahit ho sinong pasahero, basta Philippine Registered Aircraft, dumadaan ho yan sa scrutiny at may mga flight safety check. Lahat po ng aircraft yan, whether commercial or Gen Ab aircraft.
Yes. So, ngayon, anong assurance na mapapangalagaan ng buhay ng mga ito? Ngayong maraming lilipad dahil kakampanya nga sila nationwide starting February 11.
Well, as far as yung reliability ng aircraft, definitely dumadaan niya sa mga safety checklist. Hindi ho namin i-issuean ng flight plan yan para makalipad kung may diferensya yung aircraft.
Sa likod ng makulay na pasilyo ng Bagos City, Negros Occidental ay ang kanilang ipinagmamalaking kasaysayan at relihiyosong mga kapistahan. Ngunit, kapag nangalang siyang sinasambit, maituturing rin ang pagbisita ni Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. na isang makasaysayang pagtatagpo nang namigay siya ng support services sa mga benepisyaryong agraryo.
Itong programang pang-agrikultura ng pamahalaan natin ay nagpapakita lamang ng seryosong pagkilos ng administrasyon upang matulungan kayo na magkaroon ng higit na kakayahan, kasanayan at mga pagkakataon sa pag-unlad.
Ang Project Split ay nakapagpamahagi na ng 2,677 na mga klowas na katumbas ng 2,784 na ektarya at ito ay magpapatuloy. Kinikilala rin ng punong ehekutibo ang mga magsasaka bilang mga bagong bayani ng bansa para sa taong bayan. Isa na rito si Rolando Olaira Sr.
Masadyahan ako kag nalipay ako naging sa amon ni sitwasyon ko alalayan niya. Madamo gid nga salamat President Bongbong Marcos kag Senar.
Some businessmen admit that the process of applying permits and getting other business requirements are now faster and more convenient. This is the result of the implementation of Marcos administration's program under Republic Act number 11032, or the Ease of Doing Business and Efficiency Government Service Delivery Act of 2018. According to the Anti-Red Tape Authority, the program can attract more business investors due to the convenient way of acquiring business requirements. In relation, ARTA organized a forum that tackles Be Ready, or Business Ready Environment. It aims to provide solutions for the challenges being faced by the business sector.
These scores show regulatory framework excellence, attributing to the government's ongoing ease of doing business initiatives and digitalization efforts, which have streamlined regulatory processes, enhanced transparency, and reduced bureaucratic inefficiency. Business Ready has this short name, Be Ready, which of course, as you can tell, is a call for action. Because this is exactly what is needed, a call for action from the private sector and also from the government.
The Cultural Center of the Philippines has made art even more accessible to Batangueños through the Pasinaya 2025. Baby De Castro of PIA Calabarzon has the details.
The 2025 National Arts Month formally kicks off in Batangas Province, the celebration of the country's largest multi-arts festival, Pasinaya 2025. In partnership with the Batangas Provincial Tourism and Cultural Affairs Office, Pasinaya brings proudly Pinoy culture and art to the public, where they can watch and join various artistic activities.
Napakalaking karangalan sa buong lalawigan ng Batangas na tayo po ay isa sa napili ng Cultural Center of the Philippines or ng CCP para mag-host nitong largest multi-arts festival na ginagawa po annually sa buong Pilipinas.
Launched in 2005, Pasinaya is originally just held at CCP in Pasay City. But with the increasing number of participants and spectators each year, the festival is made accessible in different parts of the country.
Sa pagdaan ng mga taon, dumami ng dumami ang mga manonood at lumaki ng lumaki ang CCP Pasinaya.
Pasinaya features Paseo Museo, which serves as a guided tour of local museums and exhibits. Alitan, where artists and cultural organizations connect and exchange ideas. And Pamilihan, featuring the works and crafts of artisans and creative entrepreneurs.
Generations of Batangueños have been recognized for their talent in the arts. For the Piticao, participating in Pasinaya is only one of their many initiatives to promote the creativity that comes natural to its people. From the PIA Calabarzon, Baby De Castro, Balitang Pambansa.
The Caraga State University in Butuan City has invented a machine that extracts starch from the lumbia tree. Renel Luzon Escuadro of Philippine Information Agency Caraga has more.
The Caraga State University in Butuan City, through the Center of Resource Assessment, Analytics, and Emerging Technologies, or CREATE, and the Department of Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering, with financial grant from the Department of Science and Technology, Technology Application and Promotion Institute, or DOST-TAPI, invented a machine known as Sagupith extracting device that can efficiently remove starch from the inner part of the lumbia tree. That will strengthen the starch industry in the country. According to Engineer Aljon Ibacobo, project leader and center director of CREATE, because of the difficult and laborious manual process of extracting starch that would take 3 to 5 days, lumbia tree ended as underutilized rich source of starch despite its abundance in the locality.
By this technology, the Sagupith extractor, so we can help the community in rasping the pit by having the manual, it turns to the mechanical, which is ang capacity kay mabot na og 400 kilograms per hour.
The Sagupith extracting device is now on pilot testing to 3 livelihood associations, namely Kabaang Livelihood Association in Baan, Kilometer 3, Butuan City, Municipal Agriculturist Office of Esperanza, Agusan del Sur, and the Julitanhon Integrated Farmers Association in Julita, Leyte. For the Balitang Pambansa, Renel Luzon Escuadro from the Philippine Information Agency, Caraga.
Meanwhile, the Ifugao State University has developed a mobile application that can help the youth appreciate Ifugao's cultural tangible materials more. Florida Robles of Philippine Information Agency, or Cordillera, reports.
The Ifugao State University, through its globally important Agricultural Heritage Systems Center, has developed a mobile application to help the youth appreciate Ifugao's cultural tangible materials. The project is an innovative way to reintroduce Ifugao's cultural artifacts to young people.
They use gadgets every day, most of the time. So why not put this in the gadgets they're using for them to learn more of our culture?
The mobile app digitizes 5 cultural artifacts in 3D mode: the hapillo or shield, hagabi or prestige bench, laluya luhong or mortar and pestle, pahul or spear, and bale or native house. The app uses markers or QR codes to bring these cultural artifacts to life, allowing users to explore them interactively.
Sa AR kasi, augmented reality, yung virtual components na yon, i-combine siya sa real-time na map natin or real world para mag-combine yung reality natin as parang dito yung physical form sa virtual form using apps. Usually wala kang makikita dyan, but with the phone ganyan siya, makikita yung mga info, ganito yung AR.
The initiative titled Exploring Metaverse, Creating Preferred Futures for Heritage Conservation was funded by the National Economic and Development Authority.
It was implemented in partnership with various stakeholders, including representatives from the Ifugao Heritage Sites, Kiyangan, Hingyon, Banawe, and Hungduan. Florida Robles of PIA Cordillera, Balitang Pambansa.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines Peace and Development Office commemorated the World and National Hijab Day with the theme, "The Hijab in Uniform, Symbols of Strength, Unity, and Peace." A dialogue with veiled or hijab-wearing women was held, giving importance to Senator Robin Hood Padilla's Senate Bill number 1272 and its counterpart House Bill number 5693 in the House of Representatives, which declares February 1 of every year as National Hijab Day. Our very own Princess Habiba Saripaudak, the first Muslim TV news presenter in the history of Philippine television, together with Director Samira Gutok of the Office of Senator Robin Hood Padilla, were welcomed by hijabi troopers, women soldiers who aren't Muslims but chose to wear hijab, displaying their respect and oneness to the Muslim community. Weather news based on Pag-asa's weather forecast. Northeast monsoon will affect northern and central Luzon, while easterlies affecting the rest of the country. Dinagat Islands, Surigao del Norte, Surigao del Sur, and Davao Oriental will feel cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Cloudy skies with light rains may encounter in Batanes, Apayao, Cagayan, Isabela, and Aurora due to the easterlies. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains will experience in Logs region, the rest of Cordillera, Administrative region, the rest of Cagayan Valley, and the rest of Luzon. Meanwhile, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms caused by northeast monsoon. And that concludes a rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Joseph Fernandez, and this is Balitang Pambansa.
Radyo Publiko. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko. Mahalagang mga balita, napapanahong impormasyon. Kami ang inyong gabay pag may bagyo at sakuna. Serbisyo ng gobyerno kapag may nangangailangan. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipino. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Karamay nyo kami, kahit malayo man kami nakakarating. OFW magsasaka, buhay ay iba't iba, san mang lugar ng bansa natin. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipinas. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Radyo publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko, Radyo Pilipinas.
Ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko
ng bagong Pilipinas para sa bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon na guugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas, radyo publiko,